Obviously, you're still getting to know the players, but you're also hoping for a proper football intelligence from some of the players, decision making. Would that be a concern?
I think that is a concern, because you can.
We'll get back to Roy and Ruben in just a second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and put your thoughts in the comments as well. And I want you to think about these questions while you're watching and after you've watched these little snippets from the post-match reaction. And that is Ruben Amorim the right man for the job? Has he bitten off more than he can chew? What does he need to do to get the best out of this Manchester United team?
That's what they've been in terms of their league position, their league form. We're looking again today. Man United are, at this moment in time, whatever the problems are an average Premier League team. Average. There's so many teams way ahead of them. Again, you've mentioned a few there. Yeah, there's a long way to go for this United team. Huge job for the manager, huge job, and again, we keep saying it. Listen, hopefully he can get it sorted.
Thank you so much for coming over to talk to us. Good to meet you, Kelly. Hi, Ruben. Look, first game in charge of Manchester United. You've had a couple of weeks to work with some of the players that haven't been on international duty. So what did you learn about them over that 90 minutes?
It's a tough league. What you learn in the first moment, a good environment. I think my players were thinking too much during the game. You can feel it. They were thinking not just in the ball, but where I supposed to be, and that is hard with 2 days, because all the team together just 2 days. We need more. I think in the first half the physicality, because they leave us 1 against 1 in front, so we have to use that moments to feel the opponent, but it's a tough match. I think we lost some balls without pressure, and when you start a game like this, you score 1 goal, and then you have to control the ball. You have to control the tempos of the game. We cannot do it at the moment, but they tried. They really tried. I know this is for some guys it's hard to understand this, but they are really trying, and they want this.
When you talk about the players maybe thinking too much, is that because they're thinking about what you want from them, what you've asked them to do, and the differences from what they're used to doing?
That's the reason. That's really that reason. But we have 2 ways. So we try to win games and don't risk nothing in this moment. And I guarantee next year at the same stage we will have the same problem. So you have to try to since the first moment we will have problems. The players will be like confused sometimes, but we have to address since this moment the new idea and try to be better in the next year at the same stage.
Oh, sorry, me next. Yeah. Obviously, you're still getting to know the players, but you're also hoping for a proper football intelligence from some of the players, decision making. Would that be a concern?
I think that is a concern, because you can understand you don't need to coach them, because at this level you have to keep the ball, know the momentum of to put the ball in front, and you sometimes you feel that you can't keep the ball and you put the ball in front. Then you have like we are in the end of the game, you are rounding the box with 2 strikers, with Josh has to understand that he has to go to the box to have the crosses. So we are doing some things that not in the right moment. So that is something that we have to address. Sometimes it's not the every people talk about the 3-4-3. That is not the concern. A system is a system, but the understanding of the game, I think we have to improve a lot in this area.
You speak about the system, and obviously it's been the talk of the town since you arrived with this system. But what have you seen from the players in this last week of training which has impressed you the most, and what do you want to take forward from today's game?
The most important thing, again, it's hard to understand, but they want this. Sometimes they don't know how to get it. That was my feeling. You can say that it's 3 trainings if they are not excited at the moment, so we have a big problem. Then you start discovering things. I didn't know. I think Garner can hold the ball between lines. You can understand that by seeing the games, because he's always open. So you try to find these things. Bruno Fernandes, I think he improved his game by playing near the ball, feeling the ball, so he can give us like sometimes the long pass. But you cannot put him there all the time because he wants the long pass all the time. So we try to find things about the players, and we will need a lot of time to work out this.
So your team today ran 102 kilometres. It's the second lowest this season for your team, for Manchester United. But I know when I saw Sporting and that your stats and your high intensity running was through the roof. Absolutely one of the best in Europe. Is that something that has to change for you to compete?
Yeah, if you see the first half, we were a little bit afraid. The number 5 was always alone, and we have to jump on him. Then the number 20, Hutchison, was always here in the dead space. Johnny Evans should be pressing that guy. But then when we don't have training, and it's hard to say all the directions to the players, we had 2 days. So they are confused a little bit, and they stay here. If you stay here, you don't run. You don't defend. You defend, but you don't run. So you feel that in data. But we have to understand the data, to see the data, and understand what happened in the game. First, they have to understand the game. Then we have to be so much better physically, to cope with the high pressure, the volume of the high speed running, all these things. But we need time to work these things.
Ruben, one of the things that you're going to learn as Manchester United manager is the number of media commitments that you have after a game. So we're going to let you go. So thank you very much for coming over to talk to us.
I want to say this is the last time this week I spoke more than 4 years in Sporting, and then when you speak too much and you don't win, it's really hard for everybody. So it was 1 week, and only 1 week I spoke with Andrew. I just want to work with my players, nothing more. But I understand this is a different game here, so let's see.
Thanks for coming out to talk to us. Thank you, Ruben. Thanks. And actually, no, bye. Thank you.
Oh, I feel like we've been here before. 3 years ago with Erik ten Hag. I feel like it's Groundhog Day, and we're hearing the same things over and over and over again. We need time. The players need time. They're working hard. They're good players, but we need time. We need time. No. You don't need time. You need to start to win games. Oh, and I feel as though Amorim has broken the golden rule when you take over a new team, and that is he's went in and he's tried to change things too quickly. It's no good trying to do that straight away. You need to concentrate on putting points on the scoreboard. I was curious to see this 3-4-3 formation. I was. And some of it was quite interesting. I liked Bruno, I liked Marcus, and I liked Rashford up front. I thought that was an interesting combination. I personally wouldn't have picked Rashford, but he scored, took his goal. Ahmad at wing-back was a strange one. Why is Ahmad playing at wing-back when we've got 2 wing-backs in the team? We've got Mazraoui and Dalit. I feel as though Dalit could have played there. And if Luke Shaw's fit, why is he not playing at left wing back? It doesn't make sense. If he's fit, play him. In fact, the pair of them were fit. Malacia was fit. Get him on. You could have played one half and took him off at half time and played the other one on the second half if you were worried about match fitness. He played Eriksen and Casemiro, 2 older players in what's meant to be a robust and dynamic midfield. That was an eyebrow raiser too. I'm surprised he dropped Ugarte. Ugarte's been playing well under Ruud van Nistelrooy. And he's been playing really well with Casemiro in the middle there. The back 3, I wasn't too fussed about that. Mazraoui was in there to provide a little bit of pace because Johnny Evans and De Ligt don't really have a lot of pace, so he needed that at the back, and that's fine because Pep Guardiola kind of does that, playing a full-back in central defence sometimes. And England have done it quite successfully as well, with like Kyle Walker. So and Man City as well, obviously, with Kyle Walker. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. But it was just a couple of strange ones, really. I'm surprised he played Eriksen and Ahmad at right wing back, because he can't tackle. So when he did come back, he failed to do his defensive duties, and they almost scored. And if it wasn't for Andre Onana's goalkeeping heroics, we could have got beaten 4-1. Onana was fantastic today, to be fair. He was fantastic. He made about 3 world-class saves, and he took a pretty good finish with a very unfortunate deflection for them to equalise. But they played us off the park. Ipswich played us off the park. We should have been beating them 4-0. They're a newly promoted side. They were passing the ball around like Barcelona at one point. Now, I know Kieran McKenna is a really good coach and a potential future Man United coach, hopefully, or England manager, whatever. But Ipswich shouldn't be playing like that against Manchester United. We shouldn't be making them look like a top international side, because they're not. And they're not. Come on. He says he wants to concentrate on getting this system in place. Ruben Amorim in that little clip that you've just seen there. And why couldn't he have just kept Rude on board and just had a smooth transition instead of this sort of blunt, we're stopping this and we're going to start this? Why couldn't it just been a seamless transition? David Moyes done this and it cost him his job. Erik ten Hag ended up doing this and it cost him his job. Why can't he just concentrate on putting wins on the board and getting 3 points? Just do that. I mean, look what Ruud van Nistelrooy did in those 4 games that he had in charge. He played a very straightforward formation and played the best players in each position that he could that were fit. And we won games and we played well and we were expressing ourselves. Ruben Amorim said there in that interview, he said the players were thinking about things too much. Well, of course. Everything's just been thrown at them with this new system. It needed to be a gradual process. You could have kept Rude on board, kept playing the 4-2-3-1 and allowing the players to express themselves and getting to know the players, getting to know the personalities, and then just allocating some time per week to gradually learn this new system and then, give the players chance to breathe. It's not rocket science. These managers are meant to be intelligent people. Why aren't they doing this? This is the Premier League. This is not the Portuguese league. The Portuguese league, you can do all these fancy formations in those leagues because the standard of opposition is not that great, so there's a big margin for error. But in the Premier League, there's no margin for error. So you need to make sure you're on it. And if you're going to be playing a new system, they need to know that system. They need to know it. That's it. So it needed to be a gradual process. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out. I mean, I hope it clicks quickly. I can't see it happening. Not in the Premier League. Not anytime soon. It was a crap match to watch, to be honest. It started off well, obviously, but I'm just sick to death of this notion of the system this, system that, dead space this, ground covered that. Why can't we just get back to concentrating on the only statistics that matters, and that's goals. Goals scored and goals conceded. We need to concentrate on scoring more goals and conceding less goals. That's what we need to concentrate on. Just play the players to their strengths initially and just let them play the game. But football's weird at the moment. Like Pep Guardiola's fault. I blame Pep bringing all this tiki-taka shite in and sideway passing and all the data and concentrating on who's covering what, who's how many miles each player runs per 90 minutes and all this. Who cares? Are they scoring goals? Are they keeping possession? Are they creating opportunities? That's what I want to know. It just sucks the fun out of football a little bit. There's too many football manager players in the game at the moment, I think. That's coming from a football manager player. But yeah, it was just weird to watch. I know it's early doors and all of that, and he's going to need time, but I'm sick of hearing that. I don't want that. Ruben Van Nistelrooy knew that team needed to start to win. We should have kept Rude for the rest of the season and then got Ruben Amorim in next summer and give him and that would have given him a summer to teach these players this new system, or kept Rude on for the remainder of this season with Amorim and allowed a smooth transition. Why couldn't they have just done that? But it's just going to be. It's just going to be the same thing. Now I remember Antonio Conte had a similar situation when he was at Chelsea. Chelsea, a few years back, they were in a rut as well, a bit like United. And Antonio Conte rocked up, and he plays a 3-4-3 as well. And he rocked in, said to John Terry and the gang, he said, "Look, how do you guys want to play?" And they told him 4-2-3-1. That's how we play. We're good at that. Fine, play that. They played it for about 3 or 4 games and they were crap. And then Antonio Conte turned around and said, "Well, we've tried it your way and it hasn't worked, so how about we try it my way?" Immediately got everyone on board, everyone was focused, and that was that. Amorim's got nowhere else to go now. He's got nowhere else to go, because if he goes back to 4-2-3-1 now, he's going to look like he's bottled it. He's going to look indecisive. But if he sticks at 3-4-3 and the team's crap, he's going to drop down the table and he's going to be under pressure. I think he's kind of showed his lack of experience there. I think he's made a cardinal mistake there. He's tried to change things too quickly. He should have just kept things as they were and gradually changed things over time. Because the most important thing that new manager needs right now is points on the board and wins. But that was 3 points Man United should have had. If Rude was still in charge, we'd have won that about 4-1 or something. You know, that team today should have been. Back three was fine. I don't have any problems with that. Dalot should have been on the right. Luke Shaw should have been on the left. Should have been Agate and Casemiro in midfield. An old head next to a more vibrant version of himself. And then the front three I can live with. But yeah, that was just... That just looked like a team that was put out that the manager just doesn't know. But we'll see. We'll see how he gets on in Europe in midweek, and then against Everton next week, his first home Premier League game. I'll be at that one. So it'll be interesting to see. And I'll be in the Stretford end, so I'll see a bird's eye view of the 3-4-3 if he sticks to it. But we'll see. But what do you guys think? Has he bitten off more than he can chew? Is he in over his head? What does he need to do to fix things? And is he the right man for the job? I hope he is, but what do you think? Please put your thoughts in the comments. If you think I'm talking rubbish, please tell me. Catch you in the next one.